A very good morning, good afternoon, or good evening to everybody listening to us and seeing Business Agility Live here. This is Imran, your host for the day and CEO for Confexco, the conference and exhibition company. We are the organizers for business transformation and operational excellence series of events, including webinars, virtual conferences, and also physical events in Europe, Middle East, Africa, US, and Asia. So today we are here to talk about business agility. Now, I'm sure a lot of you have heard about agile, you've heard about agility, you know what this word means. Today, we're going to dig a bit more deeper and understand the business agility transformation or business agility under business transformation, where it's a journey towards becoming more responsive, becoming more adaptable and resilient in a constantly changing environment and global business scenarios. It's a strategic shift that redefines how organizations operate, breaking away from rigid structures to embrace flexibility, innovation, and continuous improvement. So, this transformative journey touches every aspect of an organization, from its processes to technologies to people and leadership practices. It's not about the company's size or industry that determines if a company is eligible to undertake this operational transition, but rather its willingness to adapt and reimagine its functions. That is business agility in a nutshell. I'm sure you might have seen multiple steps, multiple frameworks that helps companies adapt business agility in their organization. So it could be in an organization's culture or leadership or governance, which enables agility in its capability to operate, change, and support its business. And it also optimizes its delivery of value to its customers and its ecosystem and its people. This is the key framework of business agility. Today, we have two very renowned, experienced speakers from around the world who are going to talk about very key, very important aspects of business agility and give you more insights on what it means in the practical, real world scenario. The first speaker for the day is Mr. Zahid Islam. He has 20 years of experience in leading continuous improvement and digital business transformation programs across multiple business units and geographies, not only in Asia but also US and Europe. He's an agile ninja coach, a Lean Six Sigma master black belt, and a design thinking practitioner with demonstrated and proven ability to transform businesses by reimagining customer journey and adopting digital and cognitive solutions in an agile way of working, which is Scrum and Lean framework. So transformation due diligence to continuous value delivery to enhance customer service is his expertise. So please join me in welcoming Mr. Zahid Islam, who will take over the stage and share his presentation with you to make sure you understand the world of or the universe of business agility. Thank you so much, Zahid, for taking time from your precious and important schedule and joining us today. Over to you. Please take over and enlighten us.
Thank you so much, Imran. Hope my audio is clear and video is clear.
Perfect. It's clear. We can see you. We can hear you. Please take over.
Great, great. So, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone, from wherever you have joined in. Uh, so, this is the next 30 minutes. I will be going through business agility, what it is, why it is important, some key principles, and things like that. And before that, let me share my screen so that you have something to refer as well while I'm speaking, right? So, let me share my screen. Just a minute. Are you able to see my slides?
Yes, we can, Zahid.
Great,
You can
great.
present.
Yeah. So we will be talking about business agility that makes our organization more responsive to the current changes that we are seeing, right? So what we will be covering? We will be covering what is business agility, why it is important, some key principles of business agilities, components of business agility, and we talk about business agility, right? But what and how we need to implement those business agility, we'll be talking about those components and what needs to be done to implement business agility, and then advantages or the benefits once we achieve those business agility. Lastly, we'll be talking about some challenges and risks that will be there. We need to take care of those challenges and risks as well. Now, coming to business agility. So, business agility plays a vital role in the success and sustainability of organization in today's dynamic business landscape, right? Its importance stems from its ability to provide organizations to adapt and respond rapidly to changes in business environment. The faster a company can adjust its business strategy, the higher its business agility. While markets evolving at a rapid pace, organizations that embrace agility can effectively respond to shifting demands, right? So by staying agile, business can proactively adjust their strategies, operations, and offerings. This allows them to adapt changing market dynamics, ensuring their competitiveness and relevance. So we understand why business agility is important. Number one, to maneuver.
Zahir, sorry
Yes.
to interrupt. I think the screen that you have that we can see, it's not moving. So, is it in the presentation mode? Just to clarify,
Yeah, it is in
so we are
presentation
still on the
mode.
first slide. So maybe you can share different window, which is the presentation window. The current window that we see is your PowerPoint.
Okay. Let me stop sharing and then do it again.
Please.
Let me know if you can see my screen, team. Imran.
We can still see your PowerPoint screen, and just one second.
You can see the
You can
topics.
We can see the PowerPoint screen where it includes your notes and everything. Maybe if you select, instead of selecting the window, you can select the app while sharing the screen. So it shows when you present it, it also shows your presentation.
Just a second. So I'm trying to share the file, but there are no files located. I'm sharing the screen and then the windows. And in Windows, I'm selecting that file.
If you're okay, you can share your full screen. I think that will automatically show your complete screen.
Just a second. Let me try again.
Mhm. You can see your PowerPoint now. Put in. Let's see if you can present it. It's
You can
not in
see
the
the
present.
PowerPoint. Yeah,
We
I'm
can see.
presenting it.
Okay, go ahead.
So you can see the slides moving.
We can still see the PowerPoint window only. So instead of sharing a window, I think you need to either select an app or you can select overall desktop.
Okay. Desktop will be little difficult because I'm working on a corporate mode.
So once you start your presentation mode, uh, click on the share screen again and select that window to be shared instead of your PowerPoint. See, sometimes technology does this with us.
Right, definitely. We
They
have
want
seen
us to
this.
be very specific, exactly what we want. It's like giving a prompt to an AI. Unless you ask them exactly what you want, they won't give you the right answer.
Right. Is there any way I can attach this file there? No. Or if I can share my presentation to you, Imran?
Yeah, you can do that as well, and I can share it from my end. That also is possible. Uh, let's do this. Maybe if you start your presentation mode and then click on start sharing and then select the presentation mode window, that will work. So before you start sharing, put it in the presentation mode and then click on the share screen button.
Okay, let me do that. Let me know if this is working.
It's
I'm moving
coming.
my slides.
Perfect. Perfect. Can you move your slide left, right, and check? Yes, perfect. This is
Yeah.
this is exactly what we need. Perfect.
Okay, okay. Oh,
All
great, great, great.
you can start.
Okay, great. Sorry, team, for this disturbance. Yeah, so you can see my whole screen, right? You can see my screens moving, slides moving. Yeah, Imran?
Yes. Yes, perfect. This is perfect.
Great, great, great. So let me go through again, maybe. So quickly, I will cover what in next 30 minutes we will be covering. What is business agility? Why it is important? Key principles of business agility, components, and how we're going to implement business agility, advantages of business agility, and some challenges and risk. So we understand what business agility is. We are talking about business agility, right? So business agility plays a vital role in the success and sustainability of organization in today's dynamic business landscape. Its importance stems from the from its ability, from business agility ability to provide organization to adapt and respond rapidly to changes in the business environment. The faster a company can adjust its business strategy, the higher its business agility is. With markets evolving at a rapid pace, organizations that embrace agility can effectively respond to the shifting customer needs. By staying agile, business can proactively adjust their strategies, operations, and offerings. This allows them to adapt to changing market dynamics, ensuring their competitiveness and relevance. So we understand why business agility is so important. Number one, to maneuver market changes. Number two, adapt products and services. Number three, map a successful road, map a successful road to launch something new, a product or services, respond to customer needs, and be more responsive to customer changes. So in normal layman language, business agility describes the capability or a behavior that gives an organization the freedom, flexibility, and resilience to carry out its purpose and provide customer value. So, business agility is an operating model for the next generation of businesses, helping them thrive in unpredictable market, be adaptable to changes, and reduce cost without sacrificing quality. That is important, right? So business agility refers to the ability of organization to adapt and respond rapidly to changes in the business environment and business management. So we may have heard organizations saying that we are flexible or companies very much flexible. However, business agility goes beyond traditional notions of flexibility and emphasizes a proactive and holistic approach to changes. So majorly business agility involves four things. Number one, embracing continuous learning. Number two, fostering innovation. Number three, promoting collaboration and maintaining customer centric focus. An agile based business model empowers organization to anticipate changes, and make informed decision and effectively manage risk. So this leads to our next slide, that is key principles of business agility. All right. So we need to understand what are the key features or the principles of business agility that we need to adhere to implement it, right? So number one is adaptability. So what do we mean by adaptability? So this is adaptability is embracing change as a natural part of doing business and being prepared to adjust strategies and operational accordingly, right? Number two is customer centricity. This is prioritizing the needs and preferences of the customers and stakeholders in decision making and product development. Number three is collaboration. Agile always talks about self-sufficient and cross-functional teams and collaboration between this cross-functional teams. So collaboration is very important. So in encouraging cross-functional collaboration actually helps down in breaking down the silos within the organizations. The fourth one is continuous learning or the improvements. Promoting a culture of continuous improvement and learning and uh, the areas of experimentations that leads to innovation, right? So that continuous learning and improvement is very much important. Fifthly is the data-driven decision making, using data and analytics to take informed decisions and measured outcomes. So this is important when we are talking about business agility. Sixth is the agile values. Agile values is incorporating the agile values and the agile principles such as transparency, responsiveness, customer collaboration, and flexibility, or responding to change into organizational practices. And all these 6 points cannot be done without this last seven, that is leadership support. Engaging leadership to this model and agile behavior is very much important. So these are the key principles for business agility. So moving ahead, we will try to understand what is the components of business agility. We understand that what are the features or the principles of business agility, but what needs to be adhered, what are the components of business agility, what we need to have within our organization, right? To adopt that, to adapt to that principles and features. We cannot adapt that principles and features without having that component in our organization, right? So for that, what needs to have is an agile team. Now, how we will be having an agile team? For that, we need to have an agile framework. Adopting an agile framework like Scrum, Kanban, or SAFe to scale agile practices within our organization. So we need to adopt an agile framework, and that agile framework is important. And within that agile framework, we will be having an agile teams, right? Implementing these teams will be implementing agile practices at the team level to increase responsiveness and productivity. Second point is lean principles. So in business agility, agile and lean actually works parallelly, right? Lean principles and agile principles organization needs to adhere. So lean principles talks about streamlining the processes, reduce waste, and improve efficiency. So this is very much vital in any organization, right? To remove waste, how we need to go to the customer, how we need to improve efficiency and the streamline the processes. Third is customer feedback. We should have a proper mechanism to track the customer feedback. Gathering and incorporating customer feedback into product development and decision making is very much important. Fourth is agile framework. We already discussed this. We need to adopt any agile framework like Scrum, Kanban, SAFe, right? Fifth is the organizational culture, right? We need to have nurture a culture of openness, trust, and adaptability. We need to we need to involve everyone within our organization, right? From at any level, right? So we need to have a culture of openness, trust, and adaptability across all levels of our organization. Sixthly is the DevOps. Now, DevOps is integrating development and operations teams to accelerate product delivery. Now, the what is happening at the current scenario is that different functions, organization, different functions, departments are working in silos. So we need to bridge these gaps. So DevOps actually helps us integrate development and operations teams to accelerate product delivery. And finally is the change management, employing effective change management strategies to support cultural shifts. So we should be having a robust customer feedback mechanism, change management, organizational structure. We already talked about leadership, right? So that is these components are already, these components are very vital in terms of adhering to or adopting business agility. Now, next will be, once we have these principles in mind, features in mind, we have these components ready, how we need to do this, what is the stages of this implementation, how we need to do this. So coming to the implementation of business agility. So first stage for any improvement, right, for any transformation is assessing the current state. So we need to evaluate the organization's current culture, processes, practices to identify areas for improvement. That is important to see what is the gap and where we want to go. The second point will be setting clear goals. When we have identified what is our current state, where is the problem, what is the gap, then we need to come up with the clear goals, clear, smart goals, defining specific business outcomes and goals that align with the agile principles, right? Then we need to have a organization that is talking about agile, that knows that is agile is inbuilt, inherited in them. So for that, we need to have an agile training, providing training and coaching to staff to all levels to build agile skills and mindset. So agile is actually a mindset, right? How we can reach out to the customers, continuously improve, reach out to the customer and get feedback and go on improving from their feedback, right? So this is the mindset that needs to be developed with that framework that will be adopting, that will be Scrum, Kanban, or Safe. So this trainings needs to be imparted to all the organizational people, right? Fourth point will be scaling practices. So once we have done, maybe have deployed agile at any particular function or any particular process, we need to scale it to different levels. So first will be in terms of pilot project, launching pilot agile projects to test and refine agile practices and framework. So start with some small process of function or sub function, see how it is, what are the improvements, that what are the improvement, or what are the gaps, what are the hindrances that we are trying, we are actually seeing while we are implementing agile practices within that function, right? So once we have fully implemented agile in that particular process or a function, then we need to actually scale that to that organizational level. So expanding agile practices to other parts of the organization and scaling agile framework as needed. And lastly will be continuous improvement. Once we have scale it to the organizational level, we should not stop it, but we should continuously try to improve, continuously assessing and refining agile practices and processes based on feedback and outcomes. So the last point will be continuous improvement. So these are the 6 points through which we can actually implement agile: assessing the current state, then setting clear goals, or we can say that to be process maps that needs to be done, agile training across people, because the people is at the center of the program, right? So we need to have a self-sufficient self-sufficient and very what you say, collaborative team who will be working within this organization to achieve this business agility. We should start from the pilot project, right? A small function, a small project, and then scale it to the organizational level, and then continuously improve it. So this is how we will be implementing business agile. So we have already seen how and how we are going to adopt business agility. So we should always be have this in mind, that when we are putting so much of effort, there should be a very constant very constant business benefit as well to it, right? Because at an organizational level we are doing it, and this is so critical as of current scenario, where the market is changing, right? And customer preferences are changing. There are so many emerging trends. So what are the advantages of business agility? The first is in terms is adaptability, right? An agile business model enables companies to quickly adapt to changing market conditions, customer preferences, emerging trends. This flexibility allows organization to seize new opportunities, adjust strategies, and stay ahead of competitors. Secondly, will be faster time to market. By embracing agility, companies can streamline their processes, remove unnecessary bureaucracy, and reduce decision making time. So, this leads to faster product development and delivery, allowing businesses to respond swiftly to market demands and gain a competitive edge. Second will be in terms of customer centricity. Sorry, the third point, right? The first is being adaptability, faster time to market, and then the customer centricity. So, agile emphasize a customer focused approach, right? We have seen that. So enabling organizations to understand and meet customer needs more effectively. So by constantly gathering customer feedbacks and adapting to the customer preferences, business can improve customer satisfaction, loyalty, and retention. Fourth is in terms of innovation experimentation. We talked about continuous improvement in our principles as well, and in our components as well. So this will give us that benefit as well. So agile organization foster a culture of innovation and experimentation. They encourage employees to generate ideas, test new approaches, and learn from failures. This promotes creativity, foster continuous improvement, and fuels innovation within the organization. So leading to it will be risk mitigation. Agile businesses are better equipped to manage risk and uncertainties. Constant market monitorization allows organization to identify potential risks early and respond accordingly. Foreseeing changes and embracing a proactive approach can help minimize negative impacts. Employee engagement and empowerment. This is one of the very vital advantages of business agility as well, because agile focuses on not just on customer but the people who are working for it as well. So agile promotes employee empowerment and engagement by involving them in decision making processes, encouraging autonomy and valuing their contributions. This leads to higher job satisfaction, increased motivation, and improved productivity. So overall, this business model enables organization to responsive, innovative, and competitive in our current market changes and landscapes. So we discussed the advantages of business agility. Now we'll be shortly covering what are the challenges and risks to the business agility. Challenges in achieving business agility may include resistance to change, organizational silos, and difficulties in scaling agile practices. We discussed this. We need to have a proper, a robust change management plan. Organization are in working in silos and difficulty in scaling agile practices. So for that as well, we need to look upon as to how this silos functions and departments. We need to have a collaborative approach between them, how we can implement DevOps over there to cover this risk, right? Then lack of leadership support and commitment to agility. The fourth one will be misalignment between agile principles and the organization's existing culture. So these four challenges and risks what we can foresee, but we can, with our principles, with our feature, with our business agile principles and these components, we can actually reduce this risk, and we can cover these challenges and risks, and we can implement business agility. So this is what I had for this session. in terms of how we can implement business agility, what are the challenges, what are the risks, how we can cover it up with our principles and components and lead to a successful business. Thank you everyone for joining in. If you have any queries, you can please ask.
Excellent presentation, Zaid. I think there were some questions that were asked. One of them was, do business agility and business resiliency go hand in hand effectively?
Sorry, Imran, can you raise your question again? That question.
The question
Is
is, do business agility and business resiliency go hand in hand effectively?
yes, definitely. So see, uh, what is business agility? We discussed about business agility and resiliency, right? So
Yeah.
once we have a robust business agility plan, right, so this business will be resilient to any environment or any changes to it. So we are working this agile framework that is being developed or the organization adopt, this is for that business resiliency itself, right? So that whatever happens, whatever customer preferences is changing, market is changing, new product and services are being evolved. So for that, in keeping in mind, if you have an agile framework, agile mindset, we can cover that up, right? We can, the faster organization actually implement that changes within them, they are actually able to cater to that market first.
Thank you so much
Are you
for
able to
answering
speak
that. I
right?
believe that answers the question. Now, apart from this, there was one more question that came to my message separately. Um, Ease of integration and information sharing nowadays, is a lot. Like, I mean, is getting easier nowadays. Like, when you want to share something or integrate any new software, or technology, it becomes easy. So, does it affect the adaptability quotient from top leadership? Every day new technology is coming and new information is happening. And when you plan for, say, 6, 8 months, 1 year, and suddenly something new comes and you have to adapt it. So, how does it help from the leadership perspective? Or does it affect negatively in any way in your agile strategy?
Right. So that's why when we are doing an agile way or agile principles, right, that says that we should not be focusing too much about the future, right, a year ahead or 2 years ahead. We should be focusing on what current is, right? Markets will be evolving, technology will be evolving, right? So we should be adapting to it as it comes in, right? We should be ready for that change. Even the technologies that we are using, that should be in a way that can be scaled up, right? If we have some operating system that cannot be scaled up, then we will be getting stuck. So our mindset, the people, the technology, everything should be such in such a way that it can be scaled up and can be modified with any changes that is coming up. If we have some old operating systems that cannot be scaled up, then we will be definitely getting stuck up. So our ERPs, our platform should be in a way that it can be scaled up, modified as per the environment.
Thank you for answering them. I think the topic says it all. In terms of business agility, and being agile means being able to adapt to whatever changes happens on a daily basis, not just long-term goals. But having said that, sometimes leadership buy-in becomes very important, wherein you have to convince management to take this agile approach. Specifically when it comes to legacy systems or companies who are legacy companies, they have a certain way of working or functioning and operating. And when the new senior leaders join, and they ask senior management board members to utilize this kind of a framework, how can they make sure the board members or C-level executives understand the importance of being agile, understand the importance of creating this mindset within the organization as a whole? How can in simple words, how can they make it happen?
Right, a very good question actually, and this do happen, right? So suppose we prepare a very good presentation or deck and present it to the leadership, and they are from a waterfall mindset, they're not aware of this agile benefits of the agile working way of working, they will not understand this, right? So what we need to do in that scenario is that we should start from a small process and then showcase the benefit instead of talking the deck or talking about the presentation, we should start working on that single process, take up a single process or a function, implement and showcase the benefit to the leadership. If the leadership sees the benefit in agile way of working, on a normal way of working, or a waterfall method of working, they can see the comparison between an agile way of working, what benefit it is giving, then they will definitely realize, yes, this is the way going forward, and this should be scaled up to the organizational level. So if the organizational senior leadership has some hindrances, we should start, or we should at least start from a process level, right? A function, small function. Ask them for a small function. Let me try to do it at a functional level, and give them the benefit, showcase the benefit, and then if they will be realizing that this is the way going forward.
Perfect. I think, yeah, you've said it right. Start small with baby steps and then scale up,
Right.
and then implement on a larger scale. Now, sometimes when you're trying to implement agile methodology and agile way of working, a technology plays an important role as well. Like if you want to improve something and then also be agile at the same time by using newer technologies, is there any maybe software or something that helps people analyze this, or collate data and see how agile methodology is impacting the process or whatever is selected? Is there any recommendation from your end?
So see, agile framework, we have different agile frameworks. Agile is an umbrella, right?
Correct.
Within that umbrella we have lots of framework. Scrum is there, Kanban is there, Safe is there. So if you need
Hmm.
to start from stop basic, right, we should be implementing Scrum or Kanban. And then if you are scaling it to an organizational level, then it should be Safe, because that Scrum is talks about a team of maximum 10 people, one team. We can have multiple Scrum teams, but we are talking about thousands of people. Then it should not be Scrum, but it should be Safe. So there are other uh, frameworks as well, which I will not say that I recommend, but there are many other frameworks depending upon organization needs, they can be implemented.
Okay, okay. Thank you. Because the reason this is the question which I'm asking, because during my conversation when I'm talking to some tech companies or some executives, technology always becomes a part of a conversation, and specifically AI. Everybody wants to know how can AI help me in this. Even if it's converting your Excel to beautiful dashboards, everybody is like, okay, that can be done with AI. So can we utilize that? Maybe how can we convert our existing process, and can AI help us in creating that and understanding it better? So there's always that conversation of technology in everything that we want to do. So, but yeah, I think one of the reason we are doing this topic here is because a lot of conversation that's happening now is how can individual departments or processes or smaller teams can become agile and uh, profitable, or give good ROI to that particular process, or the leadership team. So that's one of the thing I think agile has been successful in doing that, and the agile way of working has been successful in doing that. It's just that there is a lot of misconceptions, and people don't understand how to use it. It's as simple as that. So that's why we are creating this kind of webinar to educate everybody that it's not just a fancy word, but it
Right.
actually gives tangible value. Now, within Johnson Controls, where you've been working for quite some time, uh, how easy or how difficult what was it for you to create that continuous improvement and agile way of working in JCI?
So firstly, talking about your the other point in terms of uh, maybe implementing AI or RPA or machine learning. So whether it is a Lean Six Sigma projects or totally digital transformation, AI based machine learning, right? That is one thing. But how we are going to implement that is important, right? So that framework should be an agile framework. Even if we are doing an AI or RPA based transformation, but the framework that we should be using should be an agile framework. Agile frameworks talks about that it should be an iteration of continuous and iterative way of approaching to the customers and delivering benefit to the value. So Talking about Johnson's Control, mm, yes, Johnson's Control is totally agile. They're doing an agile way of working. Team is working, um, adopting Scrum framework actually as of now, and all the projects, whether it's Lean, Six Sigma, AI projects, machine learning projects, everything is done in agile way of working. Right there is whatever the challenges or risks that we have discussed, that exists actually in all the organization. We need to start from the basics, start from the starting some small processes, and then scale it up, showcase the benefit to the leadership, and since there, and then take it up, take the confidence of the leadership, and then lead it to the scale it up to the organizational level. So it starts from the basics, start from a small process, and then leads to the whole organization level. Whether I talk about JCI, whether I talk about my previous organizations like TCS, Infosys, there as well. I've worked there. So it starts from the, once we have the buy-in from the leadership, then it actually becomes very easy to implement it. But before that, it is a little bit tough. A little bit tough. But once we have leadership's buy-in, then it becomes easier to implement actually.
Yeah, you said it right. That's where most of the challenges are leadership by because they're changing the mindset. And in your presentation, you mentioned that as well. That mindset is where it starts. Right from every single individual. So this is more of managing that change and that mindset change that helps in the overall growth. Thank you so much, Zaid, for your time today and sharing your expert insights with the audience, with the global audience who will be seeing this recording for almost next 1.5 year. It will be available on our content pro portal, and there will be more questions that they may ask you. They will connect you on LinkedIn. Please, audience, if whoever is seeing us now, please do connect with Zahid on LinkedIn and see how he can help you in the journey of agile transformation or business agility transformation. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to him. He's very accommodating, very friendly person who is more, goes out of his way to help everybody. So I'm sure he'll be more than happy to assist you. Thank you, Zahid, for your time today and your expert insights on business agility. I look forward to working with you again very soon. Thank you again.
Thank you, Imran. Thank you for this opportunity.
You're welcome. So we'll take a short break now, and after the break, we'll have a speaker from US. She has more than 23 years of experience and a very senior leader working with Fortune 200 companies in globally. And we'll listen more on business agility and how she has shaped multiple initiatives within business transformation, digital transformation, and led multiple business innovations within various strategies before Fiserv and HP as a company where she worked. So please join us again in next 10 minutes when we start again with the next presentation, and we'll take it forward. Thank you so much, everyone.